truth, honey. I'm more than content with what Ernest has to say. His voice alone inspires absolute credulity. Shall we forgive them? Yes. I mean, no.
Oh. Yes, we almost forgotten. That one is not correct. Which one of us shall tell them this is not because we have?
Will we both speak at the same time?
What a wonderful idea. I nearly always speak at the same time as others. Will you take the time for me?
Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian names? Is that all? We are going to be Christian this afternoon.
For my sake, are you willing to do this terrible thing?
I am.
Please me, are you ready to face this fearful ordeal?
I am.
How absurd. Talk about the equality of the sexes. Where questions of self-sacrifice are concerned, men are infinitely beyond us.
We are.
These men have the stamp of courage we know nothing about.
Darling!
Hello.
Darling!
Lady Breakfast.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean? Nearly congregation. Where are they, Mama? Come here. Sit down. Sit down immediately. Hesitation and encouragement is sign of understanding. A physical weakness in the old. A pride, sir, for my daughter's sudden flight by her chest maid whose confidence I purchased by me from a small boy. I followed her at once by the other's train. Her unhappy father is, I am glad to say, under the impression that she's attending a more than usually lengthy lecture on thoughts. I do not claim to undeceive him. Indeed, I have never undeceived him with any question, for I consider it wrong. But of course, you clearly understand that communications between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, indeed, on all points, I am firm.
Why don't you be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell?
You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards to Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Doctor.
May I ask if it is in this house that your invalid crush, Mr. Wondry, resides?
Oh no, he doesn't live here at the moment. He lives somewhere else. In fact, Wondry is dead.
Dead? When did Mr. Wondry die? His death must have been extremely sudden.
Oh, I killed him this afternoon. I mean, he died this afternoon.
What did he die?
Oh, he was quite exploded.
Exploded? Was he the victim of a revolutionary outrage? I was unaware that Mr. Wondry was into social legislation. If so, he was well punished for his morbidity.
Oh no, I mean the doctors found him out. Found he could not live, so he died. That is all.
He seems to have had great confidence in the opinions of his physicians. I'm glad, however, at last that he chose some definite course of action, whether he was going to stay or go. And now that we finally got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, Mr. Worthy, who is this young girl whose hand my nephew Algernon seems to be holding in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That's necessity cardinal, my lord. We are going to be engaged on Thursday.
Pardon me?
Mr. Malcolm and I are engaged to be married.
I don't know if there's anything peculiarly exciting in the air of this part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that seem to go on seem to me above the proper average that statistics have laid down for our platform. I think some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of order. Mr. Worthy, is Miss Cardew at all connected to any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Well, until yesterday, I had no idea that there were any families or persons whose origin was unknown.
Miss Cecily Cardew is a granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of Johnson, Brockton, and Mayor Street.
That is not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses always seem to inspire confidence, even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
Her court guides won't appear especially in the record.
I've known strange errors in that publication.
Her family sorcerers are Markby, and Markby.
Markby, and Markby? A firm of the very highest position in their profession. I'm told that dress is sadly simple and your hair seems almost as nature's left it. But a thoroughly experienced French maid can change all that. They produce very marvelous effects in a very brief space of time. I remember recommending one to young lady, and after 3 months, her own husband didn't even recognize her.
And after 6 months, no one ever did.
Kind of turn around, guys. No, the side view that I want. Yes, just as I thought, you have distinct social possibilities in your profile. The 2 weak points in our age are it's one for principal and it's one for profile. The chin, a little higher, dear. Style is largely dependent on how the chin is worn. It is worn very high.
Yes, after that.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the prettiest girl I ever saw. I don't care 2 pence about social possibilities.
Never speak disrespectfully about society, Algernon. Those who do that cannot get into it. Dear child, I hope you know that Algernon has nothing but his next step in form, and I do not approve of mercenary marriages. When I married Lord Bracknell, I had nothing, but I did not dream for 2 seconds of allowing death to stand in my way. Well, I guess I must give my consent.
Thank you, Auntie Gus.
Thank you, Lady Grandma.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Thank you, Lady Grandma.
You may call me Auntie Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Uncle Augusta.
It is settled. The marriage must happen at once. I do not approve of long engagements. They give people the chance of finding out who they are before marriage.
Miss Cecily is not allowed to marry unless she comes of age or a consented withdrawal, which I do not give.
On what grounds? Algernon is an extremely, if not ostentatiously eligible young man. He has nothing but his looks, everything. What more do you want?
It pains me to talk of your nephew this way, but I'm not condoning his moral character. I find him untrue.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon? Impossible. He's not so.
Current events says so. While I was on the jury, so long for a question of romance, he has obtained admission to my house for a false present to my brother. He then flew told my brother, shared my career shooting in 89, a personal one I reserved for myself. He then spent the rest of the afternoon alienating the affection of my only boy. He then stayed for tea and devoured every single muffin. And what made the matter even more marvelous was that I told him on numerous occasions that I do not have a mother, I never wish to have a mother, and I will never want to have a mother. I have told him so this afternoon.
I've decided to completely overlook my nephew's conduct.
How extremely kind of you, Lady Bracknell, but my decision is first.
Come here, child. How old are you, dear?
Well, I'm only really 18, but I read 20 at evening.
You are very wise in making some slight alteration to your age. Age can be so calculated. She's only 18, but agrees to 20 at evening parties. Well, it won't be long before you're free of restraints and tutelage.
Our data celibacy is what we all can afford.
This is not the destiny that I propose for Gwendolyn. Algernon, he can choose for himself. Let's go, Gwendolyn. We've missed 5, if not 6 trains. To missing more, right? Expose them to come.
I trust everything is quite ready for the christening.
The christening, sir? Is that not somewhat premature?
Well, both these men have expressed a complete desire for baptism.
At their ages, the idea is irreligious and grotesque. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses. Lord Bracknell will be highly displeased if he learns that is how you waste your time and money.
So when did we go christening at all this afternoon? The way things are now, Dr. Charles Will, I'm afraid not. I'm pleased to hear such words from you, Mr. Morgan. That reminds me, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the flesh.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell.
Pray allow me to detain you for a moment. This could be of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is Miss Prism a female connected to the remote and Helen aspects of education?
Not at all. She is a cultivated, a very picture of respectability.
I think we are talking about the same person. May I ask what position she holds in your household?
Sorry, but I am celibate, madam. Miss Prism is the governess of Miss Cecily Carter.
In spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sensible.
She is here, she is not.
I've waited for you in the vestibule channel for an hour before.
Prism! Come here, Prism! Prism! Where is that baby? 28 years ago,
Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. Algernon, you must treat me with more respect in the future. You have never treated me as a brother all your life, but I will say I tried my best, although I was out of practice.
My own. But what is your name? What is your Christian name now that you become someone else?
Ah, that's still a question. I do believe your answer is unchangeable.
I never change, except in my affection.
What an old teacher you have.
This must be solved at once. Lady Brockton, before I was lost, was I christened?
Every luxury that could be lavished on you was by your fond and doting parents.
So I was christened. Do you know my Christian name?
Being the eldest, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was the Christian name?
At the present, I do not recall the general name, although I have no doubt that he had one. He was eccentric, but that was in later years because of Indian climate and marriage and indigestion.
Algernon, do you have any reference on our father's Christian name?
My dear boy would never even on speaking terms. He died while he was a year old.
Then he must be in the military, Commandant. Aunt Augusta?
The general was essentially a man of peace, but that was in his later years. But I have no doubt that he would be in any military directory.
The military directory should last 40 years for you. He must be. Marbury, Millbury, Midsummer, what ghastly names we have. Melodies, Marbury, Martin, Lieutenant General, 1859, Lieutenant 1860. Christian name, Ernest John. See, I told you I was Ernest. I mean, my name actually is Ernest.
I see. I had a particular reason for disliking you that. Ernest, my own Ernest. I knew that was your name right from the start.
It pains a man to know that he's been telling the truth this whole time. Will you ever forgive me?
Of course, for I know that you are bound to change.
Gwendolyn, at last. Cecily, at last. Letitia.
Frederick, at last. Nephew, you seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I realized the first time in my life the importance of being earnest. That's all.